No, I found it very interesting at times, in regards to the level of the quality of the sides in the league. Last year, I think there was a little bit of a gap in regards to the better teams who had a little bit more quality than the teams that were lower down. But this year that gap seems to have shortened, and now most teams are capable of beating anyone on any given day. So in that respect, the league has improved. Myself, I found it similar to, akin to playing football probably back in the 90s, late 90s in England, whereby a lot of teams play off a big target man and hope to get second balls and put defenders under pressure and then hope to cause you to make mistakes in and around your box, as opposed to playing more of a purist game, working the ball through midfield and through the back areas and getting the fullbacks to overlap. So, I mean, that's been fine because I'm used to that kind of style, and we've tried to adopt a slightly different style at times. At this moment in time, we've achieved nothing apart from the victories that we have done and the games that we've managed to tie, which has been great. I think the squad have been very, very focused and determined to try to improve on last year's results that we got from the players here last year, and all credit must go to them for their focus and discipline throughout the week at training. Particularly, they always come to work and they work very, very hard. And then on match days, we've managed to put a decent run at times together, albeit at the start of the season we were tying too many games and get on the wrong side of defeats at times, 2-1 and 1-0s and little teething problems. But I felt our football at that time was particularly good. I've been delighted with the style that we've managed to play. I hope the fans have enjoyed watching the games at Al Lang, because I think generally we've managed to command a lot of the ball in those games, work the ball into different areas, have lots of different passing moves, and culminating in shots on goal or corners or free kicks in and around the box. So it has been fairly exciting for me. I think our home form stands up to good scrutiny against anyone in the league. Confidence, first and foremost. I mean, anything in life you do, you have to be confident about going into it, and I hope by that time we finish in a good position at the end of the season. We've kept the run going and the momentum going in terms of being difficult to beat, being hard to beat, and that winning mentality that it brings. And the whole purpose of any playoff situation is not to get beat and to win and to be in the round in the hat for the next round. And that will be the main objective, I'm sure, for all the players. They know how important it is to them. But again, it's being able to focus for that 90 minutes or 90 plus minutes, whatever it is, being able to bring your best game, your A game for that moment. My job is to make sure that the team get on the field feeling good, feeling confident, feeling sharp, able to run for 120 minutes plus if necessary. And at the same time, if we play the type of football that we have been playing throughout the season, then all things being equal, we'll have a very good chance against most teams in our league, if not all of them. So the key to us is to maintain the confidence for sure, and to finish the season on a strong run. We've worked at different scenarios and tactically different things in regards to how we may approach the next game. And I mean, even if San Antonio are looking at this video now, I don't mind, because if we apply and implement our tactics right, it doesn't matter what they try to do, it will still work. So we thought about perhaps going 3 at the back, 4 in midfield and 3 up front, which gives us a little bit more depth, playing a libero, an old sweeper type person. And we've got 2 central defenders who will mark their 2 forwards, who are probably the strongest players in their team, without being disrespectful to the remainder of their team. Campo is an exceptional forward, and Danielson is also a clever, experienced player from Holland. So they are the focal points for their side. So we have to give them respect, and we won't give them overduly too much respect in regards to taking away from what our game is, because I think over the course of the matches we've held our own, if not bettered on most occasions, particularly the games at Al Lang. I think we were very unfortunate to lose 2-1 in the first game here. They hit us on a sucker punch in the 91st minute. We managed to turn the table against them the second leg here, but at their place, on their pitch, it's a totally different scenario to the normal AstroTurfs or turf fields in the league. The Atlanta turf and the Edmonton turf, they're regular size. They're probably 110 yards long. The San Antonio one's 120 yards long, plus it's 68 yards wide, which isn't a great width. So we found it difficult as a team really to get our defensive shape positionally, distance-wise correct. And if I looked at the goals that they scored in the games against us at San Antonio, all of them, in my opinion, could have been avoided with better defensive concentration and better defensive starting positions. Again, the onus is on the players who were playing at that time to make sure they're switched on, because the players they're playing against are very cute, they're very smart, and they're very intelligent players. So our defenders fall asleep, they take advantage. They're very good as a team in terms of playing to the style that the coach has asked them to, which is a fairly direct style, but it's with quality amongst that direct play. And if we're not on our guard, on our mettle, they will punish you. And so we have to be aware of that in the event of us meeting them down the road. We've spent a lot of time throughout the course of the year just kind of stripping it down in terms of the basic principles of the team and your role within the team. And for me, you know, we have quality defenders, you name all of them. They are good people, they are good players in their own rights, but I need to get into their minds. Their focus should be basically about stopping the other team scoring. You know, anything after that is a bonus. We had the situation on Saturday against the Strikers whereby, you know, Yamas headed the first one that's got deflected by Raphael Cox to make the first goal for us, which is great. That's a defender getting on the end of the ball in the box. Then the second goal, Frankie Sanfilippo's waltzed through from the wing and buried a shot into the bottom corner. That's another added bonus because there's two defenders, but they've created two goals. But they've also managed to do their jobs by helping keep a clean sheet for Jeff as well. So in terms of understanding your role within the team, I think this year we've paid more emphasis on the back four and the midfield players at certain times being difficult to beat and not giving up what I consider to be cheap goals. I think last season we gave away a certain amount of goals where, you know, it was through lack of concentration, lack of focus, bad decisions at the wrong times, trying to take liberties with the ball in the wrong areas, and all these little things. Ultimately, when something like that goes wrong, it then trickles through the side. It disrupts the pattern of the game. We all realise how hard it is to score goals in any league, and if we give a goal away cheaply, that means we have to score two to then come away with a victory. So if we can maintain a 0 for as long as we can, even if we don't score during that game, we're still in the game. And if we do manage to score, then we might come away with the 3 points. And I think as a team, we've managed to do that a lot better this year than last year. Again, it's a matter of gelling. At the start of the season, it's very difficult. The players have been off. Not all the players managed to play throughout the winter period in indoor leagues and various stuff. So they had to go, they've been away from soccer in a team sense for 5 months at times. You know, so for them to get their rhythm, to get their fitness, to get their base fitness, to get their sharpness, it will take a period of time for that to come. Particularly forwards who, you know, have to make 2-3 runs at times before they touch a ball. It's taxing very physically on them and demanding for them to try to wear down defenders. And I guess towards the end of June, the base fitness probably kicked in. People felt a little bit more comfortable. The team obviously felt a little bit more comfortable amongst each other. And in terms of our style of play, what we were trying to do in our ethos, I think the front line actually then began to grow into that. This season we made a point of trying to play with 3 forwards because we had 6 strikers when Yoshi was still with us, and it was pointless playing 2 out of 6 because 4 would be redundant. So we decided, well, okay, even if it hurts us slightly in midfield when we're outnumbered at times because we're playing 3 in there, we're still going to try and go with that. But the 3 front men have to be active. They have to ensure that they occupy at least the back 4 totally. That nullifies one of their spare players, and hopefully then we can get through the games with the quality players that we have in midfield who are intelligent enough to know when they're outnumbered and when to buy time and when to move the ball quickly. So I think that's been a very, very good plus in regards to our movement of the front 3 during that period from July up until I'd say 3 weeks ago, and from then we've stuttered slightly in regards to being fluid and fluent in our movement, in our build-up play. I'm hoping now, between now and the end of the year, that we can go back to that, as you say, early July, whereby the team plays with that cohesive flow, and the forwards are icing on the cake, so to speak. And if any game that we play, if we manage to score or score a couple, I think we're always good. We're always going to be hard to beat in that instance. Yeah, for a lot of the season we've been operating on a squad of 20, which I believe is the league minimum prerequisite, where you have to have at least 20 to be able to field a team. Now we've been working under those guidelines, and credit to the players in terms of them maintaining their fitness, maintaining their injury prevention, which Jim Falo and Stuart, obviously Campbell, they spent a lot of time working with the players in regards to ensuring we stretch correctly before or after, during sessions, before or after, during games, so we keep everyone as healthy as we can, and that includes the squad players. And from time to time, they have come on, and all of them, when they've come on, have played their part, and no one's let the team down, and all credit goes for them to keeping their appetite, because I know how everyone wants to play, but unfortunately only 11 can play in any given week, and that's the hardest part of any managerial job, is the fact that you can only pick 11. No matter how well all 20 have trained, only 11 can go and play, and I have to trust my judgment, and I have to hope that the 11 that get on the field realise how privileged they are to be on the field, because there are a lot of good guys on the bench who are desperate to get on the field and they can't because only 11 can play. And likewise, if I do pull anyone off because the side's not gelling for whatever reason, or it's not their day, then they should take that on the chin and understand that that's just part of the game. It's not a question of personalities, not getting that. It's just one of those things where someone else deserves a chance. If it's not working for you, we have capable players on the bench, and I'm not frightened to give any of them an opportunity, and so far they've all done well in themselves and they haven't let anyone down. So I'm hoping that they can maintain that desire and appetite between now and the end of the season, and let's finish the season strongly. We have 2 months left. God willing, if we can go all the way, then that would be fantastic. For the fans, we'd just like to thank them for all that they've done thus far in the season, and since I've been here, they've been a great help to the team, to me, to the franchise for sure, in terms of how vocal they are at home games. And from time to time we've played at various away games in far removed places as Minnesota, and we've seen Rowdies shirts there, and Carolina, and that means a great deal to the players. I know it does, and it means a great deal to me. And all I can do is implore that they keep believing in the players that play on the field, irrespective of how things are going. I know certain times we can't always play well, certain players can't always play well, but it's not for the want of trying, and I'm sure every player that goes out there is giving their all for the benefit of the Rowdies and for the fans, to make the fans feel proud about them. And all I ask is that they stick with the players through thick and thin, and if they do that, then I'm sure that by the end of the year that our fans will have something to be proud about.